Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam. Welcome to Simple Stories Saturday. We are back with September, having taken a break in August as a team. And yeah, we're all back and raring to go, digging out our Simple Stories stash and supplies. Simple Stories Saturday, much like Pink Fresh Friday yesterday, is the brainchild of Joanne Bartle, and she invited a load of us scrapbookers here on YouTube to scrap along with her using up our Simple Stories stash. Simple Stories is probably one of the brands that I have most of. I have at least 2 Kallax cubes full of Simple Stories goodies. So yeah, plenty of stuff to work through. And I generally store it by collection, such as these, but I also have it by theme as well. I'm going to do an updated craft room and office tour at some point, especially as exciting things come, and I want to show you how things work and stuff, and show you some new things. So we'll go through that more at that point. But I generally store Simple Stories as collections, as I say, but some of the old ones I have split up because I found that I wasn't using them. So, you know, trying to use our stash and trying to make it work for us. Sometimes it means having a move around. But for today, I decided to sort of kind of mix old and new, but not that old because I've not been scrapbooking that long. I am mixing, old and new. So we're going along with the theme from Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group from Sarah Scraps. And I've pulled out a 2020 collection, which is Best Year Ever, which is one of the first full collections that I ever bought, as I started getting into scrapbooking a lot more that wasn't Disney. Because when I first started, it was all about Disney, and then I started realising, oh, there's other stuff you could buy. And as I found things, you know, Dangerous World, it was one of the first full collections that I bought. And of course, in Adam fashion, I went a bit mad, so I have quite a lot of it. And then we're going along quite a while. I don't know when this is. 2022, so last year. Only 2 years between them, but you know, I only started scrapping in 2019, so that's old and new for me. We've got Life Captured, which is in a similar vein to Best Year Ever, in that it is Simple Stories annual collection, and it has like the monthly thing, but it's unlike Best Year Ever, which was very, very themed each month. I think this is Best Year Ever. Each month was very themed, so you can see for September, we've got all about back to school and stuff like that. Whereas with Life Captured, it was a lot more versatile. So you can see this is January and we have nothing to do with winter or anything like that. It's all very much focused on documenting, which I kind of like, it not being seasonally themed. So we're going to combine those 2 collections and see what we come up with. It's something I've been meaning to do for quite a while. We're going to create a 2022 review of the year page sort of thing. 1 picture from each month of the year on one 12 by 12. So that is 12 photos on 1 single page. Now this, I may then add a second page to make it a double page. And on the other side, I might journal. So we might not have much journaling today. And I may add a second page to make it a double. I don't know yet. We'll see how we go. So I have done a little bit of prep because I didn't want to bore you. So let's dive in and see what we're going to get up to. So the first thing I did was I pulled out my dies, which I don't often do. And I've got this set of nesting tag dies. So we've got 5 of them, going from teeny tiny all the way up to almost 4x4. And I don't know if you can see, but they have a sort of X stitch pattern in them, which I really like. And I die cut a load of tags, would you believe? And I used the one that is sized about 3x4. Again, it's only approximate. But that is the one that I did. And the reason for that is because I want 4 across and 3 down. So I've die cut more than 12 because I wasn't sure what colour, and you can see, you can't really see it on the darker colours. Let me find one that's a bit lighter. You can see there is the pattern that it gives around, and yeah, I love tags. I love all that sort of thing. Well, these are more banners, aren't they? They're not tags as such. Don't know, flags, banners, tags, whatever you want to call them. This is them. I need to decide whether we're going to lay them out straight or whether we're going to lay them out a little bit wonkily. If we do that, are we going to hole punch in the corner of each one and then thread some twine? Are we going to have them just straight, maybe with a bit of washi? I don't know. I wish you guys could help me, but you can't, so we'll figure it out. So with Best Year Ever, all I have left is the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and you can see there isn't that much left. And I do have ephemera for that and a ton of paper, so it might be time to destash some of that paper because there is far too much paper. I also have a ton of scraps for that. I don't know what I was thinking of keeping all that. I also have the sticker book. This is when Simple Stories did the old style sticker books of 4x6. Not a huge fan, but they do have some fabulous months and each one is themed. So you can see we've got Christmas for December, we've got, excuse me, Thanksgiving and autumn for November, Halloween for October, summer for August, back to school for September, 4th of July, fireworks for July, summer for June, springy, summery, Mother's Day, flowers for May, Easter, showers, spring, Easter time, March, February is all love, and January is all winter. So it's very, 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 very themed. I've also got the Going Places sticker book. I don't know if we'll use it or not, but it does have a cracking alpha, and we may need it. So I brought that in as well. As with Pink Fresh Friday, if you've watched that video, if not, please do take a look, and don't forget to check out the description box of this video and that video, because there are different people playing along with both series, and they are all awesome scrapbookers, where you will pick up some awesome tips. The goal of Simple Stories Saturday is to use everything Simple Stories. So the only collection, the only manufacturer we'll use is Simple Stories. We can and do pull in extras. So for example, my dies or stamps, flair, twine, stencils, acrylic, wood, etc. The finishing touches, shall we say. We can pull those in, but the predominant feature of our layouts and the purpose of creating our layout is Simple Stories focused. Today, I think I am actually going to use 100% Simple Stories. I'm not even going to pull in any extras unless we decide to add twine, in which case that'll be the only thing. I've got 12 photos. I've actually got a couple extra because I'm not sure which ones to use. All of my photos are either 2x2 or 2x3. Just because obviously 12 photos on one layout, we need to size them accordingly. And I've got a pack of extra ephemera from Best Year Ever on my little tray ready to go through. Okay, so these are the 4 papers that I've picked out as potentials for our background. We are going for a patterned background. We've got 3 from Life Captured and 1 from Best Year Ever. So I've got this one from Best Year Ever, and I love the idea of doing this because I love a navy background, love the colourful dots. I'm just wondering whether it's a little bit too dark. We'll see. And that is the September paper. We've also got this one, which is December, and it's a ledger. It's pink, but you know, can't have everything. I can live with it. It is pink, and it's the December paper, so you can see nothing festive about that. We've also got this one, which is the sort of craft background corkboard, notice board style with the white polka, and this is the March paper. So the idea behind these collections from Simple Stories, which they release every year since Best Year Ever, don't know if they did it before because I wasn't scrapping, is you have a sheet of paper for every month. So I personally get 2 of each, because then you have all of Cut Apart cards, which we use in Cut Apart Crazy, which I am coming back with. I am catching up with that. So you get all the cut parts, but then you also get a pattern paper on the B side. And then I also have this sort of lime greeny yellow, which is January, and it's got the white polka dot. I'm leaning towards the pink. Second choice this, third choice this, fourth choice this. I think we're going to eliminate this one. And then, I don't know. Let's have a look. So I'm keeping this in. I could just, switch off the camera, have a play about, decide, and come back and say I'm using this paper. But I want to leave my thought process in. So if you want to fast forward, please feel free. So these are the tags, banners, flags, whatever we've decided they're called, that I have die cut. And again, I've got more than 12 because I didn't know which ones I wanted to use. So I'm just going to lay these out so we can see what works and what doesn't. So I am definitely leaning towards the pink because most of this works. Like pinky and orange isn't going to really work with that. I think these blue ones clash with that. I'm not saying they're all going to work with this, but the majority will. One difference, and it is something you should consider, I know it does do some people's head in. Personally, I don't mind. We're all different. That's what makes us unique. Live Captured is a white-based collection. So that means that the neutral part of the papers and embellishments is more of a white. It's not a brilliant white, but it's definitely white. Whereas, excuse me, the neutral white part of Best Year Ever is more cream based. So you can see the difference in these papers perfectly. Doesn't show up as well on the camera, but you can see how white these are in comparison to them. I personally don't mind mixing them. I know some people are very against it. There are no rules in scrapbooking, and I think that is the biggest and most important thing to remember, because sometimes we all get hung up on, oh no, I need 3 of that, or that can't go there, or I'm not allowed to do this, or I'm not allowed to do that, or you have to do this, or rule of design says this, and whatnot. But there are no rules. You scrap for you, and you do what makes you happy, and it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. Yes, I am creating YouTube videos. Yes, I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you to be inspired, and hopefully you are. That's why you keep coming back and watching and subscribing and liking. Thank you. But we create for ourselves at the end of the day. So there are no rules. Do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Okay, so we're going to go with this as our background. So first things first, let's get our branding strip cut off before I start building. You will, of course, notice by now that this is another live, shall we say. We're going to say live and recorded from now on. Because I'm never sure what to call it. This is another live video. There will be a couple of recorded ones coming in the next couple of days for those of you that are preferring that style. But for now, we are live. So I am just going to place these like this for now. So first off, I need to just check that they're going to fit, and they are indeed going to fit. Then I need to decide which ones I want to use. I'm not sure about these red ones, and I wasn't when I cut them, but I thought I'll cut them anyway, as you do. I want to use this dark blue one. And I want to use this light blue one. And I want to use this plaid, or check, or tartan, or whatever else you want to call it. That pink's not going to work now, and I want to use this camera, and this red, and this floral. And I want to use this blue. I want to use this blue as well, but we might have to mix this up a little bit here. So let's go. I just don't want all the whites together. Let's change that one up like so. So something like that. So we need one more, and let's go with this orange, I think. Or this one. I like that one, but so it's a choice between these two. Which ones do you think, A or B? I'm just looking on the screen because that sometimes gives a different perspective, believe it or not. And I'm leaning towards the orange. Is that what you guys would have chosen? I just think that gives a different colour. It also brings a bit of polka dot into each of our rows. And then we've got floral in 2, camera in 2, stripes and plaid. So we're kind of mixing and matching the patterns and making them work. So now I need to decide whether we're going to go for the messed up look or the straight look. And I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's too close together to be messed up. So I'm thinking they're going to have to be aligned. What do you guys think? Let's see what that looks like. So obviously this isn't perfect. I will make them straighter. Another thing I generally don't do is pull out T-square rulers and all that. Because I am lazy and impatient, and I don't really care if it's a millimetre out. Yeah, that's definitely the way we're doing it. So, these are the photos I have. So we've got January, we've got February, we've got March, we've got April, we've got May, we've got June, we've got July, we've got August. September is a sad one because the Queen passed. September, October, November and December. So don't need those two. So we have got a picture of Milo, Sinead, Pippin in the back of the car with Mick, and that is because we adopted our 3 dogs quite unexpectedly but amazingly, and I cannot imagine being without them now in January 2022. That is a picture of me on a mountain in Cheshire in the snow. Why not? That is a picture of Mick just before he goes on stage and performs a Strictly Come Dancing style routine. That's another story. That is a picture of our house, or the front of our house. It comes either side, but that's like the main bit, without windows, because we had all the windows replaced. That is a picture of me in hospital after a mini heart attack. That is a picture of me and Mick putting a shed up in the garden, which was not a pleasurable experience. That is a picture of Kathy, aka Scrappy Kathy here on YouTube, and myself with Mick Jagger in the background at a Rolling Stones tour show at Anfield in Liverpool on the day she arrived in June. That is a picture of Six, the musical at the Lowry for my birthday, which is an incredible musical. That is a couple of pictures, not sure which one yet, of Her Majesty the Queen, because she passed away and it affected me more than I thought it would. That's a picture of Tom, Mick, myself and Chris on a breakout room, and we actually broke out. That is a picture of the Cenotaph in London. I was actually in London for Remembrance Day, which doesn't happen really, so I got a picture of it. And that's a picture of my mum and I on Christmas Day. So that is my 12 photos. I have many more memories from all of the months, but these are the ones that I am using. I'm going to go off and just cut these photos down a little bit. I'm going to get these tags stuck down. I'm going to do the first row with you guys, just so you can see how I do it. And when I say I don't take care, of course I do take care. I'm not just like slap it on and that'll do kind of guy. But I don't faff. I faff, like I can faff for the best of them. But I don't faff with lining things up and measuring and putting pencil marks and getting my eraser out and all of that. Just because I don't have the patience really. And if that's what you do and that makes you happy, good on you. I wish I had the patience, but I don't. So I am going to put some adhesive on the back of the tag, and we're going to get this stuff on. So let's see. So this is really good paper to use for this actually, because we've got the lines already there. So I am just going to use those lines to line this first row up, and it's quite simply a case of doing that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first and last first, so that I know what gap I've then got for the middle two, because I do want it to like align. I don't want there to be like a massive gap or anything like that. Okay. So that's going to go there. And then we've got this one there and this one here. So we've got a little gap between. I probably could have got away with using the next size down tag, banner, whatever you're calling it. What do you guys call this? It's not a tag, is it? Because it's not got a tag hole. Banner? Flag? I don't know. I've seen it called many, many things. Let's just call it the shape. I love the shape though. It's definitely one of the shapes that I use most of. I just don't usually use the dies. So you can see that isn't particularly lined up well there. And it doesn't matter as such, but I am going to just get it a little bit more evenly spaced. That's the problem with these scrap and chat in real time. You do get me waffling on. Okay, so that is that one done. This is throwing me out because I've not die cut it straight, but it's fine. Once the photos run, you're not going to notice. So I'm going to go ahead and do this row, and then cut the photos down and come back. I'm not matting my photos, just because I think that's going to be too much pattern on pattern on pattern on pattern. And we want to do some embellishing. There's not going to be a whole heap of embellishing because we're not going to have a whole heap of room. So when I say I could have done the next size down, that would have been this one. So we definitely could have. It just wouldn't have given us much room for our photo. Another thing I did consider was actually die cutting my photo, which could have been funky, all of the photos being that, but then we wouldn't really have had a need for pattern paper or embellishment. But that is definitely something that could work. What I am thinking, because we're definitely not going to have room for journaling, is I've got another one of these papers. So we may do a companion page. I may die cut plainer paper, whether that is white cardstock or find another paper that's relatively. What we could actually do is I'm now just thinking aloud with you guys, so excuse me. But we could have this paper as a companion and then die cut this paper into these and write on that, so then we'll have journaling for it. But if I do that, I can always do it on camera and show you guys. Right, I'm going to go and do these other two, get my photos prepped, and we'll build the rest of this layout together, which will come together pretty quickly. Okay, so that is all of our banners, tags, flags, whatever stuck down. Photos I have either torn, because I do love tearing photos sometimes, it just gives it a nice white edge and a bit of a distressed feel, or cut down to size, and I've also put a couple of foam pads on the back of each one. So we're going to dive right in and get these stuck down. I then need to decide whether for each one we're going to put a number, so corresponding to the month, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 10, but this then gets a bit big. Or whether we want to use what is in here, but they're a bit big, guys. And the ephemera of, you get an ephemera pack. This ephemera pack, which is awesome. This is the live captured title bits, but these are a bit big as well. But in the sticker book we also have the numbers, but again they're a little bit big. On the best year ever sticker sheet, we have got circular ones with just the abbreviated month. But then in here we have these months, which I kind of like the idea of using them. And we can either have them here or whatever. So we need to figure that out. I'm going to put a little title at the top using some tile stickers, a little bit of something up here, couple of embellishments, and we are done. So let's get to sticking our photos first. So I'm going to mix it up. They're not all going to go in the same place, and on some of them we will, controversially, come below the tag. Some of them we won't, some of them we will, but I never stay within the lines, and we're not about to start doing so now. So let me see. I think for this one we'll come up here, so maybe to there. Then for March, which is the picture of Dancing Michael, let's have that one together. So we'll have that one about there. Then we've got the landscape. So we've got a mix of sizes now. So most of them are 2x2. Some of them are a little bit bigger. Some of them are torn. Some of them are not. And we're just mixing it up. Mix and match is what it's all about. So for that one, I'm going to come to there. Then moving on to the fifth one, I've used pads instead of the circular ones or fun foam, just to mix it up. I've got a little bit of the previous photo there. Let me just cut that off. Annoyingly, the Project Life app, which is what I use to get 2x2s and smaller sizes onto a 6x4, is rather annoying because it's not perfect sizing. It's not perfect sizing. I get one 2x2 and then I get one that is too small and one that's too big. And I have absolutely no idea why. If anybody knows, please do let me know. It's one of life's little mysteries that has pondered me for a while. So for this one, let's pop Kathy and I down here, and then we've got 6, which I'm going to say again, it's an amazing musical. It's one of those musicals that I was always a bit meh about, like, yeah, not really that bothered. But then Steph went to see it and highly recommended it. So I thought, okay, let's do it. And then amazingly, I got tickets for it from Mick and Tom for my birthday. And we went to see it, and I've been to see it twice more since, or once more, and I want to go again. But it's sold out pretty much everywhere, which is a bit of a shame, but I can totally see why. It's incredible. Okay, then we've got the Queen there, which is just the BBC announcement, so it just says HM Queen Elizabeth II, 1926 to 2002. 2022, sorry. What am I thinking? For this one, I'm going to come up here maybe. Then we've got the cenotaph and all of the gorgeous poppies. Sometimes I'm not sure whether it's appropriate to be taking photos of such things, but I wanted to document it, and I'm documenting it in a special kind of way, so I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. And then for this one, let's go in the middle-ish, about there. So that is all my photos stuck down, nice and easy. As you can see, nothing is uniform. We've got our banners, tags, flags, that's now what they're called, in a uniform manner, but then the photos are nice and jumbled, gives nice interest to our layout. So, let's see, can this work? I'm going to try February because that's one of the longer ones, and it's also got a B and a Y, which means that it's also bigger. And I want to see if we can make these work. I think we can, so I'm just going to go for it and hope that as we work our way through the months that they all fit. So we've got February going on first, then January is going to go at the top. So these are from Best Year Ever, as I said, I think. If I didn't, they're from Best Year Ever. It's from this 4x6 sticker book. So we've got January, we've got February, we've got March. So we're mixing old and new, rediscovering our stash, just like Sarah's group. Then for March, I'm going to come up here as the photos. In terms of the photos are in different locations, I want the months in different locations as well, keeping up the mix and match theme. Just carefully, I think I've got another one of these stick-ups somewhere. I'm not sure why, but you know, why does Adam have multiples of anything? Why? So for April, I'm going to try and tuck that under there. Get that going there. So we've got January, February, March, April. And continuing on. Now, this is actually turned out to be quite a long video. I do apologise. I thought it would be quite a quick video. But, you know. I'm going to finish sticking these and I will be right back with you. So that is all of the months on. As you can see, we've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December in different ways. I've got these photos the wrong way around, so I've switched them and I've added a title up here, 2022, a year in review. We're going to add some final bits and pieces. First off, I've got this tag. No, it's not, it's a tab. And I'm going to add it up here, but I'm actually going to extend it off the page. Now, some people will definitely not be happy about that. I personally don't mind it sticking out in my 12x12 album. I think it adds a bit of interest to your album and it works. This is going to be, there'll be another page on the back of this, like in the wallet, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm going to do that just for something a little bit different because I don't do that very often. Then I've got some of these ephemera pieces. There aren't that many smaller pieces, so we don't have loads, but we've got a butterfly, a flower, some hearts and a clipboard. And I'm going to add one of these hearts up here as well onto the tab with a bit of foam. And then I thought we might be able to just add a few of these details in and around our layout. So we've got this flower which I've just ripped the bottom off because all I want to do is tuck that in down here. That's probably as far as I've got in terms of thinking. So let's add this plant pot there. Not sure what else you add to a picture of somebody in hospital, so we'll just add that and one of these hearts again. These are great little finishing touches. They're like doodled hearts in a doodled circle. Love them. One of my favourite embellishments from this collection, and you get them in sticker form and foam form and ephemera form and all the good stuff. Then we have a butterfly. No, none of this has anything to do with butterflies, but that's fine. I don't care. It's an embellishment and I like it. So we're going to add that to this page just because the colours kind of match. I put a piece of foam in the middle and we're just going to lift them up. It will get squashed in the layout, in the page protector. That's okay. That's not a problem. Then I am going to add this clipboard behind here, I think. But it's a little bit big. So what I'm going to do is get scissors that don't have a cap on them. And we're going to just cut out that bit. You're not going to see that, obviously, hopefully, because we're going to tuck that in here. So that will then sit like that, and it looks like it is covering it. Then we've got this wordy piece which we're going to stick up there. That just says in the details, and I thought that would be good as an overlapping piece, maybe. We could put it up there. Let's have a look. Actually, I'm going to put it there, overlapping the photo. So on one end I've just stuck a piece of foam, a foam dot, just because it's sticking on the photo, and obviously the photo is stuck up on foam. Okay, so that's it for ephemera. I have the sticker books, which we will have a quick look through in a minute. I've got best year ever sticker sheet. These are the months that I could have used, but I'm not going to use them now, obviously. And I don't think we'll be using many of these, to be honest. But let's have a look. Hello there, sunshine. Gonna pop that on there. Living a charmed life. I like that. That can go on here. Then we have got So Very Grateful. That would work nicely on this one. Let It Snow. I think you can guess where that's going. Don't have snow pictures very often, so it's always good to have one of them. We've got this heart bundle, which I like. I'm going to actually stick that on this photo of the Queen. I think that's all we need there. There isn't much else you can put on there. Excuse me, that's it from there. I've also got this, which I'd forgotten about. Hello Today. This is the 2019 or 2020, and this was another annual collection, if you like. I thought a couple of these may have worked nicely. There isn't much that I'm going to use from here, but we might have a couple. Now, I have realised I've stuck the clipboard over the month there, so what I'll do off camera is just untuck that. Or can I do it now quickly? Let's have a look. I'll do it off camera just because I need to do it properly. And I'm going to layer this butterfly with this butterfly somehow. No, we're going to put it there, just as a little detail. And we've also got this arrow. Arrows are always great embellishments, I think. And a final little heart can come over here with the dogs, given they stole our heart and we drove 350-mile round trip twice within 2 days on New Year. Got this little heart in a sort of square speech bubble that can go there. And we've got this house, puffy house, which is obviously going to go with the house there. Kind of tone on tone, so you don't see it straight away, but that's okay. In terms of life captured, this is what I pulled out. I'm not even going to look at this. These are going to be far too big. So let's see if there's anything on our brads, which there is. There's a little globe brad, which I'm going to put there. I think that's probably it, actually. Now, we do have enamel dots as well. But I don't feel like I need to fill all of the pieces, which I don't, because there are no rules. So let's see, we've got Blessed in this sticker book, which I think would be a great addition here. Because, not Blessed, I'm going to change that to Give Thanks. It's a little circular. Because I think that is, I know thanks and remembrance, it goes sort of together. And we've got this little flower, which I'm going to add to this one. And then I do want just a nod to Christmas over here. I don't need it to be mega Christmas. Maybe a bit of holly on our tag flag banner. And that's probably it. I think that is going to do it, guys. I think that is going to do it. think it is. I'm going to add one more of these hearts to the 6th one for August, just because it's looking a bit bare, which is okay, but you know. So let's add this little heart about there. Excuse me. I do have one more which we could lay it up if we wanted to. Maybe we'll pop it there. This paper actually has that design, so the doodled heart and the doodled circle. So let's pop that one there, and that's going to do it, guys. That is Simple Stories Saturday for September 2023. Once again, thank you to Joanne for inviting me to play along, and don't forget to check out the description box for Joanne's link and everybody else playing along. There is tons of inspiration. I hope you have been inspired in some way by this layout. I actually really love how it turns out, and I'm hoping you guys do too as well. It's a great way to get 12 pictures. They are small, but it's 12 memories on a page, and it's perhaps a good review at the start or end of an annual album. I am still going to be starting a series where we work with Ellie's studio. I've pulled out loads of stuff for that, where we're going to do Project Lifestyle. Lots of tips from my friend Steph for that. And it's going to be along this line. It's but per month sort of thing, and probably more than one page based on the photos I've got. But it's great to get a review page down. But sorry this video turned out to be quite long. Hopefully you can see why, because we have done quite a lot and I have waffled on. And if you fast forwarded to the end, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Monday for Scrap Backwards. Don't forget to check out everybody else playing along, and I will see you next month for Simple Stories Saturday. Bye for now.